What's up, Extra Better listeners? On today's episode, we move into the new series, which will be the series of movies with one word titles, kicking things off with a 2006 family comedy that stars the beloved Lightning McQueen, the OG Cars from 2006, aforementioned. We talk a lot about what has this movie done for the animated industry, the money it's brought in, the spin-offs, a lot of conversation about animated movies in general and money that has come from different franchises and where this movie might rank all time for overall, gross income for branding and sales and movies and really what it's done. So a really fun one, diving back into our childhood here with Cars. We give you guys a March Madness update. A little bit of a workshop episode, only three of us here. Trav jumping on a couple minutes after we got rolling here. So had a short week for the boys, but a March Madness update. Talk more about our Oscars live show that we recently did, where we did end up winning mile high passes to the Denver Film Festival. So more to come on that, but pretty cool for us to check out. Never been to a film festival before. So excited to have that happen later on this year and talk to you guys about what to expect if you're ever interested in going to one of those. We've got a screen unseen to chat about. We've got a scream unseen to chat about. Talk a little bit about the Peaky Blinders Immortal Man, one of the scream unseen movie that I saw. Trav had a similar movie. Very interesting to chat about the plot lines within those. So got some movies to bring to the table. We've got a gear to grind. We've got Oscars to give as always. So guys, ready to buckle up here to catch up with the Extra Butter Boys. And find us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Drop us a follow on Instagram, X, the Everything app. Everything happens on X as well as TikTok. Updates, videos, clips, reels, you know the drill. Watch before you listen. Enjoy Cars. Critter, roll the tape.
Extra, extra butter on the corn for me. Extra, extra butter. I hope they don't charge a fee. But it won't matter anyway. I got a good movie to play. I'm gonna ask my friends to stay extra butter for me.
This is episode 49, a little bit of a workshop pod for the boys. Geese is out of commission tonight. Trav should be joining us at some point to jump on in on the conversation. But with March Madness over the weekend, boys took a breather. Watching some ball. We got a lot to talk about. So there's only two of us for now, but kind of starting things off, just a quick touch on the Oscars live show. Went pretty well for us. I know myself got us booted off of YouTube at some point for them thinking we were live streaming it because sound was coming through my mic. But 22 out of 24 in predictions. We went 5 for 5 on the Big Five. Honestly, 6 for 6 because best screenplay is original and adapted. We got both right. And we entered the giveaway, which you posted on Instagram for the Denver Film Festival, which we won. So we've got 2 Denver Mile High passes to the 2026 Denver Film Festival in November. Don't really know a whole lot about what that is yet. We've gotten some details, supposed to get some more details in July about, what it really looks like, what we actually won. I know we've gotten like 2 premiere passes and like 6 GA. I don't know what it all means, but it's like $600 to $800 in value. So kind of thought when we hit 22 out of 24, there was no way in my mind we weren't going to be in the conversation to get something back. I don't remember what all the rewards were. Geese was kind of driving that. He had called me on like a random Wednesday night when I was heading to trivia and we sat on the phone. He thought it was going to be like 10 minutes. Took us like an hour to go through every award. There's tons of awards and movies or films or short films or documentaries we hadn't seen, hadn't heard of. So doing research on watching trailers and looking up odds and putting some time in and ultimately ended up paying off. So, it was fun. I don't really know what other live type of shows we could do in the future, but maybe a live pod, maybe a live yearly live Oscars, something like that. But was fun.
I think live Oscars definitely a go.
Yeah, because
I guess we got to figure out watching it while streaming it, especially being remote and not in the same room like that. But you live and you learn. I mean, really the only one that kind of the casting one is one we lost. We voted for Sinners. I can't remember who won that one. The other one was documentary feature film. Like,
Yeah.
I bet no one got that right. So
Yeah,
we got all the chalk right though.
we went on Sinners for that one. They had won a couple times at previous awards. I think one battle after another ended up winning that. And then documentary was The Perfect Neighbor, was like a clear-cut favorite on everything we were looking at. And I hadn't seen it. My wife had. Heard nothing but good things. Very creepy documentary on Netflix, and that was a big upset based on like sportsbook odds and Kalshi and all the different odds you can look at. We did pick a couple upsets. I know Michael B. Jordan was an upset there. We had another one. I can't remember what it was, but we had a couple. We took a couple shots in the dark, and we had our seventh tie in Oscars history between two of the short films or documentary short films or something, or animated. One of those three.
I think it was animated. Can't remember, but I actually watched The Perfect Neighbor. I forgot about that.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, it was really good. Just kind of creepy if you have a bad neighbor, basically, that doesn't like kids.
Like, sometimes you just never know your neighbor. Like,
that was also part of it.
We've lived in this house for 6 months now, and like couple hello and goodbyes. You know, I know we're renters and renters next door. I don't know who all the people across the street, like we said, what's up to, or package gets delivered to the wrong house, but like we don't really know them. So you just kind of, it's an old thing that could be a total topic for us to talk about, but very philosophical. But one of the guys I used to work with when I coached was always asking, he was our O-line coach. He'd ask the guys, do you think trust is earned or given? And it's a pretty interesting question. And a lot of times, like, people think it's earned, but it's really given. Like, you trust your neighbors, you know, you just moved in here. You just trust the fact that they're
cool, you trust them. You know where, like, you know where they live. Like, they're like, easy to find, but at the same time,
but the same,
should it be earned?
It's like trust. You trust every day that the car is going to stop at a red light to your right. You know, like their trust a lot of times is given. So I haven't seen that, but I think neighbors would almost fall into that category where you kind of have to give, like, you don't have a choice. You're moving in, you know, you just, and I don't know what it's about, but that would be one of those situations where you kind of just given trust by their friendly neighbor, you know, but probably not always the case.
Yeah,
you don't know what's going on.
What are you going to do? Like, while you're house hunting, spend an extra day, especially out here, houses fly off the market.
Yeah.
You got to go to all the neighbors and interview them.
Yeah. Because I'm sure they'd really want you to move in. But,
yeah. And really, in this instance, like, she was a neighbor of some people, but she wasn't a neighbor to everybody. The problem area was not anywhere near a lot of houses. No. What's up, Trav?
Welcome in. Just kind of talked about performance at the Oscars live show, winning the giveaway, Denver Film Festival, all that good stuff. So
pretty sick.
I know. I'm interested to see what it's going to be like. I don't know much about it. Geeks has sent me tons of stuff, but I don't know. I'm excited. You see all these. I go to these movies all the time, or like previews, or like premiered at the Toronto Film Festival, or premiered in France, and you know these film festivals. But then they don't get to America for a year. Like, I wonder what we're going to have. Is it going to, like, probably not the big.
It'll be something you've never done before.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pumped for it. So, yeah, I don't know. More to come on that, but yeah, 22 out of 24. I knew we were going to be in the mix. Like, there's no way we weren't going to win something. Get some kind of. Right. I didn't think we'd win, but
yeah,
sure enough. And then March Madness. I know Trav and I didn't go to a big school that competes in March Madness, so kind of get a chance to just bet, gamble, cheer for friends' teams that went to school somewhere. Best weekend of the year for sports, honestly. I mean, 16 games on Thursday, 16 on Friday, 8 on Saturday, 8 on Sunday.
Nothing like it.
It's unbeatable. I mean, you can get in a dark place if you exercise your option on the DraftKings Sportsbook. Had a good weekend. Went down big on Thursday. Came back pretty big and fumbled the bag Sunday night. So kind of wrapped up rough, but overall pretty big run back to where we started on Thursday. Was one of the worst days of responsibly gambling on sports that I've ever had with my buddy Crawdad. But we had a couple in and out of group chats. People leaving, had to bring them back. You got to bring them back. We're in this fight together. It was a battle. We lost the battle Thursday, but we didn't lose the war. Came out in the green after the weekend, so just fun, dude. Upsets are great. Big Ten, 5 teams in the Sweet 16. Just a lot of good players. I didn't watch a ton of college basketball, but that point guard on Arkansas, man, Darius Acuff Jr.,
Pretty good.
he's a freak. 2 of the top 3 projected draft picks in the draft are out. So seeing some of the guys that are still playing, I had to respect those. I mean, those guys that are that high draft picks playing their nuts off in March. I know the Kansas kid had a lot of injuries or questions about how much he cared about basketball, but he went out there and played a good game against St. John's and came up short. But yeah, dude, just an electric weekend of basketball and sports in general.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, back when I played basketball in high school, I would pay attention during the year. Like, I'd watch, at night when I come home, I'd watch whatever the marquee game was, and I'd kind of keep track. And Ohio State was actually, they were good back then. They had, unfortunate first round this year, but March Madness every year doesn't disappoint. I don't remember a March Madness that has been bad in recent memory.
No, and I think people get caught up in the upset.
Yeah.
Where, like, dude, if you just get 1 or 2 big ones, that's all you need, because now, I think the lowest seeds in are like a 9.
Yeah, Iowa.
It's like these teams are now, you want the big dogs. Texas is an 11. You want the big dogs in the meaningful games.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want every 16 seed to win every. It's like you're going to lose, like, because those teams eventually will get thumped.
Well, and I'd say too, the competition and with NIL, even the mid-pack upsets are filled with talent. So it's like it's way different.
I mean, arguably the number 1 pick in the draft is BYU.
Right.
They got beat in the first round. So, NIL, I think it's given some of those other teams some guys that can compete. I'm excited. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, run it back. Not as many games, slow it down a little bit, but I don't really know. I mean, Michigan looks good. Houston looks good. Duke is not great, but the second half is pretty good. I know they're banged up at point guard. He's out for season. He's a top 10 draft pick too.
Right.
But there's some teams I don't know. Tom Izzo just gets it done.
Yeah.
Like, it's just what they do. So, yeah, I'm pumped. I mean, you got. I think what they were saying was, Duke, St. John. You got John Shire, Rick Pitino, Tom Izzo, and I can't remember. Dan Hurley, yeah, playing. Like, we got the big dogs. We got the blue bloods. We got some teams that. It's funny that the 11 seed is the University of Texas that's in, so it's not as crazy as you might hope it is.
Right.
But they've been playing well, and Illinois has got a quite the matchup with the Houston Cougars on I believe that's on Thursday. So I don't know, excited to watch, but March Madness is just an undefeated. I know Chris gave it an Oscar last week. Deserves as many as you can, as many as we could hand it. Just feed it to him.
Yeah.
It's the best sports weekend of the year. So, but yeah, hence the reason, Trav, we were talking about a workshop pod, and Geese is gone. Trav jumping on late, had to push it out a couple days, so we got a chance to actually watch the whole weekend here. Puts a little more work on our boy Crit's plate, but got a chance to watch as much as we could over the weekend and enjoy it. So fun stuff. Looking forward to that. Want to go into movies or TV shows we've seen since the last time we spoke, because I know I've got a couple, and including a TV show I've seen. I'll start with one. We can popcorn this thing around a little bit, but I'll start with the most recent. Geese, I know, wasn't able to go with some family in town, but Scream Unseen last night. They Will Kill You was the movie. I don't know if you guys have seen that trailer.
I've seen so many ads for that.
Yeah, very marketed out movie. I'd seen the trailer a couple times. Wasn't really like it looked good. Wasn't sure what I was going to get with it, and I thought it had already come out, so it was surprising when it
Pull up
started. And I
the
saw
banner for it if you can. Good, I haven't seen anything on it. Maybe I have.
you might have, you might not have.
Hopefully no ads start playing because I forgot to mute the screen share.
I've seen nothing on this. Is that crazy?
I mean,
Dude, my
Maybe?
Instagram has been flooded by it.
Once you
like
watch one of them, you're locked in.
people like Lukey.
Well,
for
yeah,
instance.
that's also the problem.
Like Lukey, for instance, has been like, this is one he wants to see. So people that aren't as big of moviegoers are this one's on their radar.
Sure.
I thought it had already come out, so I was not expecting it because the week before it was rated R. But it wasn't a Scream Unseen, so I'm like probably not going to end up being this movie. The lead actress is great. It is a fun, unserious, kind of slasher-esque, gory movie. Not super horror. The horror aspect, I think, is more just the blood and gore and like, you know, it is gruesome from time to time, you know, but it's not a thriller or an edgier steep, like unbelievable plot, you know. So as we know, I had to give it a 2.5. It was good, not great. On my scale, I thought 3, and I'm like, you know what, this really, the way I keep talking about it and thinking about it, it's probably 2.5. I'm sure. I think on Letterboxd it's around a 3.1, so I'm not too far off. It's not blowing up the review scores.
Yeah.
I think it's enjoyable for me, and I think people that enjoyed those movies more than I do will like it more. If I'm going to a Scream Unseen or a horror movie, I want to be thriller, edge of your seat, like twists or like jump scares. Like this one was pretty much just like an all-out war. Essentially, the plot, like the 10,000 foot perspective, Trav, is the main character. Her and her sister get separated younger because she ran away after shooting their dad, essentially, which doesn't really give anything away. They just get separated at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
And then she comes back to this hotel to where she thinks she is to kind of save her. And essentially, this is just the temple of Satan.
Oh.
And like everybody in there is immortal, you know? So it's like not a super unique plot. She's going to war with these people. It's entertaining, comedy involved, some seriousness, but a lot of comedic relief.
It's crazy that this is that's the movie you saw, because the movie I'm bringing to the table is Now You See Me, the first one from 2019, which is same thing where it's thriller slasher kill, but it's like a little bit of comedy, and there's people that are there to kill you.
Now You See Me. Which one
You
is
haven't
that?
seen that? Now You See Me, the second one, is out in theaters, I think, this week.
2013.
I think you're talking about.
I think it's 2019. Good.
I think you're talking about Ready or Not.
Ready or Not. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Not Now You See Me.
Yeah.
Ready or Not. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes. So
Ready or Not. Here I Come is the sequel that's coming.
Yes.
I'm an idiot.
So I want to see that one too, but now that I've seen this, I'm like, it does look.
Have you seen?
It looks.
Ready or Not?
Now You See Me just came out. 2025.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but I might have, and I tried to find it. I can't stream it. You have to rent it, so I was gonna go back and see if I'd seen it or not, because the new one looks good, but it looks.
The Ready or Not's on Hulu or
Really?
or Prime or Disney.
Okay.
I remember.
I'll have to take a look
We'll watch it on
because
Hulu.
it based on the new trailer, it looks very, very similar to what this movie was.
Right, and that's very ironic. And my dad and I watched it, and we weren't that impressed.
Yep, Hulu.
But it's entertaining. Like, I will watch a movie like this every time. You know, like I'll pay attention. It doesn't have to be the greatest.
That's why I felt like I had to give it a 2.5.
I would give this a 3. I would give it.
And I think that was where I was too. I should have did it last night. I did it today. And I just got in my head of like, got to be 2.5, but it's 2.5, 3. I mean, they're entertaining. They're not the horror movie I'm looking for, but it's entertaining enough, or there's enough action to kind of keep you locked in. So yeah, it was good. I mean, it's not the best movie I've ever seen, but I mean, it's worth a watch. You don't have to see it in theaters, but if you're into those movies, like, and you got nothing else on the ticket, you want to go see a movie, definitely worth it. Like,
Right.
cool, big picture movie, but those also feel like you could wait till they come out and stream. But I wanted to see Ready or Not. Here I Come. I didn't yet. I think that came out on the 20th. Because I don't know if I've seen the first one.
I would likely think that watching the first one will help. After
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But yes, that is funny because that other trailer, they look very similar.
Yeah.
Are those people immortal, or is it just like a hunting game?
It's a family and it's an initiation game, and
Okay.
she basically picked the shitty card.
Ah, okay.
I'll leave it up to that, you know.
Yeah. But yes, I mean, it's based on what I know about that one. It is all these people trying to kill one person. Like that is what They Will Kill You is as well.
Rinse repeat.
Yes, different setting, a little bit of different nuance to the horror genre, but not a groundbreaking plot by any means. But again, enjoyable. Don't want to shit on the movie. Did like it. Not my favorite. Scream Unseen. I want to be sinister. Like
Yeah,
I want to
yeah, and
be.
let's not underplay a 2.5. A 2.5 is not a bad score.
That's a good movie.
Right, that's a good movie.
Yeah,
Well,
good, not great.
If I hated a movie, it's we're looking
Oh.
at one territory.
Yeah.
5.
I think CC Road to Revenge, just while we're on the topic, at the time I gave it a 1.5, and since this new scale, I probably would have given it a 0
Oof, yeah.
because of how I saw it.
Like you can't be that close to a 2.5 for being that
I
bad.
saw it
No.
when I was at Walmart the other day on sale on DVD, and I just
DC
giggled to
Road to
myself when
Revenge.
I was walking through Walmart.
If we ever do a like off the cuff worst movies you can come up with off the top of your head of all time, I'll put that in there. Not and the same parameters that I watched it. Like you guys can't go watch the first one. You got to just dive into the second one and try to tell me that it's not horrible.
I also have. I'll let Crick go, but to finish off the movies we watched, I did watch our silent movie.
I wanted to
I have
hear.
a little review for you. So you go ahead. You go ahead, Crit. No, I don't know if I took it.
And don't forget, we'll need your rankings of the 4.
Yeah. No, yeah. Going back to the Walmart thing, walking through the movie section, like probably anywhere, but through Walmart, it's just slim pickings, just the worst movies, just the saddest thing to walk by. But maybe this might take from you, Brendan, but watch Peaky Blinders.
You saw the movie?
Or Immortal Man. It's on Netflix now.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Definitely gives you the nostalgic vibes. Is it great? No. But at the same time, it's just kind of, it gives you a little some if you're missing Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
He's a lot older, but yeah, son's all grown up. But it's more just, you get the Peaky Blinders sound, you get him putting on his outfit, going out in town. It actually takes place during World War II or the beginning of World War II. So a little bit, I think, 20, 30 years from where we left off. But yeah, I probably would put it at 2.5 on a Letterboxd scale. Like just, yeah, nothing special. Yeah.
That'll be a test for me because I think I looked that up on Letterboxd. I shouldn't have because I was curious if it was any good, and I think it was like a 3.3, so kind of low end, mid range.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't watched Peaky Blinders, like you basically have to watch Peaky Blinders to like understand that movie, and in certain aspects, like you probably watch it by itself, but there's certain points where you're like, "Who's that?"
Yeah, I haven't actually seen that yet. I haven't wanted to watch it or put it on when I'm going to bed because I want to lock in for it. But it's definitely on the docket.
Yeah, you watched it Friday or maybe Saturday morning before the game started.
Yeah, I'm pumped for that one. And I think that's all I'm looking for because I look back on whatever that movie was. El Camino, I think. That was the post Breaking Bad Jesse Pinkman movie. I think it was called El Camino. I know there's a movie, but
I thought El Camino was a.
You're thinking of Gran Torino.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you.
I was thinking of that too. I was like, yeah, El Camino is the post Jesse Pinkman movie of Breaking Bad, and I thought
it is.
Like, it's if you're a Breaking Bad fan, you're gonna want to get as much content as you can. Wasn't great, but I don't have extremely high hopes for the Peaky Blinders movie, but love that show, so gonna watch it. Might have we always talk about kind of the pre-existing thoughts. So regardless if it's like you said, if it's somebody that's never seen Peaky Blinders, they might go in and think the movie's horrible. I am going to probably enjoy it more because I want to watch it. So I agree with that take too.
I'm going to go ahead and call your guys' bluff on the fact that there's mixed feelings about that movie. I'm going to go Spotlight, Hurt Locker, Birdman, and then leave it at that. I don't think the artist deserves to be on my list. That is not a movie watching experience. I don't live in the 30s.
Yeah.
What am I doing? What was that?
It's funny that you say that because we talked ourselves into it quite a bit, but that was kind of my thought was the whole movie is like a contradiction. Like, we've moved away from that for a reason, and in the movie they're moving away from it, and then it won Best Picture like almost 100 years later. I'm like, what? How did that happen?
And I started watching the movie. I tried my best to okay, I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna put my phone down. I'm gonna lock in, watch this, pay attention to what's going on. And
impossible.
It's impossible, dude. How does that win big? That is a Tubi movie if I've ever seen a Tubi movie.
It was on Tubi.
Yeah, and I can't say that, because Spotlight's also on Tubi or Rent. So and Spotlight's a 10 times better movie than that thing. So
I think I had Spotlight below that.
You had Spotlight below the artist?
In the moment, I might have had Artist too. I don't even remember.
I can't remember either, but like you and Geese were on the higher scale. I put Artist down to 3. I can't remember what I put 4. We definitely talked in. Yeah,
we needed you on that one then because I did have that take pretty early on, and we just tried to take the blinders off.
You tried to get that podcast at 2 hours. What you did?
We tried to. I don't even know how it lasted as long as it did. We probably talked more about other things than the actual movie, more than we talked about the movie. I don't know. I agree 1,000%. I had no idea how it won. I just for what it was in that time, I was able to appreciate it, I guess, the more we talked. But yeah, I mean, I would never intentionally watch a movie like that ever. And we just happened to land on it.
Give me the first 30 to 35 minutes of that effect and start talking. Start giving me the feed. Start saying things where I can, give me the transition of not to yes vocals.
That's where we ended up. I think the last 30 minutes of how it even got to 2 hours was how it could have been a better movie. Because they did start to show sound, I thought, okay, maybe we're gonna get some talking in. So yeah, we talked about that too. It would have been funny. We don't live in the 30s.
I get where critics come from, and they're probably looking at it as this is a piece of art, it's a piece of cinema that people are going to look at, and there's history to it, and there's subliminal messages and all these feelings. Doesn't make it a good movie. It doesn't make why we started this thing is how do I feel about watching this movie personally? I'm not going to take a look as a through the rose-colored lenses of a movie critic and say, I think people would like this, or like that I say that I like it because it's old school. No, it doesn't make it a good, entertaining movie. If I went to the theaters and watched that, I would be so pissed.
Mm-hmm.
If that was a screen unseen, tell me you wouldn't leave.
I'd leave for sure. Yeah.
How does that win Best Picture?
Well, I agree
think
with that.
about it. You think about
I think maybe I would have thought that, like what we said, like because a lot of what we talked about was how that could have been such a better movie.
That's bad.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
know.
a good thing.
No, I don't even. Yeah, I wish I should probably re-listen to that because I probably disagree with a lot of the things I said. But I know I said that this movie was a direct contradiction of what it
Geese
even
give it?
was portraying.
I just found it. Geese went Hurt Locker, Artist, Spotlight, Birdman.
Bro.
Artist had to have been near the top of mine too. But I also did not care for Spotlight that much.
I get it. I did like Spotlight.
I think Birdman was my one. I think. But we gave that movie. I think we ended up giving that movie I think we ended up giving it a 3.5 or 4. And it's just so wrong. I would take that back in a heartbeat. That is
Clip
just
it.
a bad. That's a bad rating.
Clip it.
That's
bad.
That's a
Let me-
bad
let me-
rating.
let me-
Oh, it's
so
getting
rude.
worse. Okay, so Brendan went Spotlight 4,
Yep.
Hurt Locker 3. Hold on, I'm pretty sure it was Artist 2.
Yeah, Birdman was definitely one.
than the Hurt Locker.
What was the other one?
Better than the
Shit.
Hurt Locker. You're sitting there
definitely
watching
not.
a silent film.
It's definitely not better. I
It's
take it
better
all
than
back.
nothing that we've seen on this podcast. It's better than
It wa-
nothing.
And this is why the best pods of them are all there, because if we started talking like that,
I'd want to shoot all of you.
yeah, it's like,
If you wanted to give it more than a 2.
Birdman numero uno from Brendan.
yeah.
But he
Birdman's
also
worth it.
prefaced that with, I'm going to go crazy on this one.
Yeah, it was crazy. I did say it was going to be crazy. Hurt Locker should not have been above it. I still think I would have put Artist above Spotlight. Because and I'll get into that here in a second. And it's going to be another kind of self-contradiction. But no, I agree that whole podcast is, and if I listened to it again, I'd probably be sick with myself. But I think the conversation, like at some point, it just started to kind of get me there. Like we got there together where we
The ending
needed
did
that.
kind of like help bring it all together in a way. Maybe because you could actually hear him talk.
I know, but man, for the hour 45 that we're watching this movie,
Yeah, I went
It's not
Spotlight
for me.
1. Yeah, Spotlight 1, Hurt Locker 2, Artist 3, Birdman 4.
And the way that you're describing it, Trav, it is definitely fourth, and it's certainly not. It's
it's
certainly
not
not.
close. That's
We
not
gave
close.
that. Here's, you know what? Since he's not
We
here,
needed you.
it's easy to scapegoat because he's not here. But I'm going to blame Geese for my rating on that movie on Letterboxd because he holds the extra butter Letterboxd account, so he does put the critics lens on, which is good to a certain extent. But I always
That's not
send
what we
him
do this for.
no, but that's why I don't think like the Letterboxd account we have is me and him talking. Like we're not all seeing these movies or talking about it. We are on this, so that score should have been nixed, and we should have
roll her back.
bring that. But like, I think I think he got me going on because like last night, I don't think he would have probably given that movie a 2.5, where we could have come to grips there. I think during that pod, we just got ourselves talking into how it actually could be higher than what we originally thought, and we just let ourselves go.
Yeah, but you can talk it up from a 1.5 to like a 2.5.
Yeah,
You're not
Yeah.
talking it up to a 4.
yeah,
Are you shitting me?
yeah. I disavow that score, and I put shame on my name for even allowing that to
Ding
happen.
ding. Shame.
Yeah,
Ding, ding,
that's a
shame.
bad score. I agree. I would never watch it again. I will say the best performance was the Jack Russell Terrier, though,
Yeah.
which is not good either. But
Well,
is
that's
a
why I
scandal.
edited him into the Instagram post. I was like,
Yeah.
I have to put the dog in here.
I will say this. The acting was great
Yeah,
for the movie. The whole reason, and I don't want to sell anybody or like sway anybody, but what I'm bringing with my opinion is I did not enjoy that.
It's fair.
And if you're gonna come back at it with a 4, You gotta tell me why it's a 4.
I don't even remember, man.
And you can't.
We also, like I said, we talked so much about what it could have made it better that we might have just like.
And that's fair.
Maybe that's why we started.
And you can do that, but don't bring it to a 4.
Yeah, that's a bad score. If it's a 4 on our Letterboxd account, that should be a unanimous edit to this was crazy talk. Let's bring this back to the core of who we are. I would never watch that movie again. I would never watch anything like that.
I would never
movie.
recommend that to anybody.
No.
Maybe a deaf person.
Yeah. Or you just hated him and said, "Yeah, you should watch this.
You should go watch
Buckle up.
2000 whatever."
No, you just tune in.
Yeah.
They're going to sit there flirting with the subtitles, trying to figure out what the hell's going on with their volume.
Oh, you're looking for a good one? Best Picture 2012.
Yeah, watch it on a plane.
Great movie.
You're going to open up that exit seat and jump out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That we needed that, and that should be an official edit that we'll talk about to get moves on. Because I don't know. I think it did end up. It was 3.5 or 4. I can't remember. It was probably
That's crazy.
It probably
That's
got
crazy.
the.
I don't think it was 4. I think it was at best 3.5.
I think Brennan's throwing the 4 out there.
I think maybe I'm exaggerating, but I think we got there. I really do. I don't know. Anyway,
there was a shitty basketball game on that weekend that I'd give a 3.5 over that thing.
Florida beating Prairie View A&M 117-55 was better than that.
Way better use of my hour and a half, 2 hours.
That's funny. Yeah, no, I agree. Again, I got nothing. I wish I
can't defend it. You have no sword. You have no shield on the artist.
I wish I could. I'll have to listen because I need to know how we got there. Because we didn't start there. We definitely didn't start there. And I might have let our other guy kind of coast me up the scale here.
Did he drug you?
No, I don't know. There's a possibility. But well, anyway,
I'm looking at the transcript. I haven't hit play yet, but it was at least between two of us, it was 3.5 or 3. So I think we probably landed in that range. I don't think we went 4. I think someone did.
3.
I think Geese or you or I don't think it was me, but one of us flirted with a 4, and then someone rebutted immediately with a 3.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember. I have to listen to that again. Trav, you might actually want to listen to that one.
I think I need to.
Skip
it's
to
way
the
better
movie.
than the movie.
Yeah, and just see how we got to where we got to.
Now I'm reading it. We got 2 4s and a 3.5.
Yeah, I think
we're rounding up, is what they said.
Yeah,
Trav, we needed you for that.
Yeah, that one got away from us. That one definitely got away from us.
That'd be getting that green tomato splat on Rotten Tomatoes so quick from me.
I just can't.
And you're giving it a 4.
I can't even think to how we got there. That's the problem. I don't know how because now, like, talking with you about it, I couldn't agree more, but I can't. How did we get there? Is like the confusing
what's
part.
Funny? I haven't given you any solid, concrete reasons.
No,
it's just not good. It's just not.
But I can't remember why.
I did not have a good time.
Say?
That is all I've been saying.
What did we say was good is like where I'm getting at.
I think Geese just bamboozled us.
Yeah, I think that's an easy scapegoat. I'm in. I'm blaming him.
He ain't here. And
I
am.
Listen. He's not listening to this.
We did say on the last pod. We did say Trav had to watch this, and he followed suit.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I forgot to follow up, but
let me sober you guys up a little bit here.
It could have been a dog pile last week if Trav was here. It could have been bad.
Oh no, I would have brought you back to reality.
Well, I never got to 4. I don't know how I still don't have a clue how I got there.
You said you got to 4.
I thought I did. That's why I kept saying that. I swore I eventually got there.
I'm seeing the transcript. It says we got 2 4s and a 3.5. So I don't know who the 2 4s are.
Give me on Letterboxd. Give me a list of 4s right now. I need this.
There's not many.
I'm humbling I'm humbling all 3 of you right now.
4's high on Letterboxd.
I'm bringing you the humble sandwich. You guys got to take a big bite out of it, right?
Oh, I'm in. I don't know. I couldn't tell you how I got there.
I love that we're taking this opportunity to dive into this, because if I never would have done this and we like went back, oh, let's look at a couple episodes from our past, and we end up, oh, the artist, we gave that movie a 4. Jesus Christ, you guys.
Like Colombian,
and then Spotlight, Brennan's 2.5 brought us all down. Trav's 1.5 surely would have brought down our Letterboxd.
I'd honestly give it. I'll give it a 2.
Yeah,
I'll give it a 2 because it wasn't a shit movie. The reason I'm giving it a 2 is it's a silent movie in this climate.
We definitely. I think the fact that we knew that immediately boosted our scores, which it shouldn't. Demote your score. That is where we went wrong. I think we tried too hard to boost it because of knowing.
I gotta text Alex. This is ridiculous.
Not good. Well, I can talk about something that was good. While you reach out to our fellow friend Geese, the Screen Unseen we saw, Geese and I both saw last Monday, so not yesterday or this Monday for those listening today. The previous Screen Unseen was a movie called I Swear. It came out at the British Film Festival this year. Did not come out in America. It comes out April 24th or 26th, I think. So we're about a month out from this movie being released. I don't know how to say this, but that was one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. I Swear is one of the best movies I've ever watched. By far the best Screen Unseen I've ever been to. It is the lead actor, I think it's Robert Iameo is his name. He was young Ned Stark in Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. He's like a rising guy. He won Best Actor at the BAFTA Awards this year. He won Best Rising Star at that BAFTA Awards.
What does he look like now after... Was he old in Game of Thrones playing young Ned Stark?
No, he's young. He's still young. I don't know how old he is in real life, but he was the lead actor in this movie. He won, like I said, Best Actor 2025 at the BAFTA Awards, won Best Rising Star. I will tell you this, if he would have been up against Michael B. Jordan and Timothée Chalamet and all those guys, he would have deserved to win Best Actor at the Oscars. This movie is about John Davidson, who is a trailblazer for Tourette's syndrome. So it's based on a true story, which is why I thought it was funny for me. It's like, this is the spitting... But between Spotlight and this movie is why I say, like, your engagement level with the story matters tenfold of whether or not you like these movies or not.
It's at a 4.3.
It has no ratings under 3. I think they finally got one. It had zero ratings under like 3 stars for the longest time.
Wow.
Weighted average.
Thousands of reviews on it, like 20,000 reviews. Nobody had given it anything lower than a 3. It's based on a true story about John Davidson. Starts as a kid. Kind of seems like the way they portray it is kind of like and I don't know enough about Tourette's to speak on it, but it felt like it kind of almost kicked in when he was like 12 to 13 years old, and just kind of tears his family apart. It's like 1930s, late 1930s or something like that. Dad leaves the family. Mom's, struggling to deal. Like, no one knows about Tourette's, so it's like this guy's just,
crazy,
a pain in the ass.
He's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, and like he's getting bullied at school. Gets older, still lives with mom. Another family takes him in, get him his first job, and just like the guy he works for is basically like, you need to teach people about Tourette's syndrome. Like, it's not like people just don't understand it. So, you go through, and I believe I looked up, this is like the 3rd movie that's been based on this guy's life, but it's been different segments of his life.
Oh, cool.
In 2023, he got like an award equivalent to what a presidential award would be, but an award from the Queen before she had passed for his work done for Tourette's syndrome. Started teaching, police officers and medical staff and parents with kids with Tourette's. You'd have Tourette's like camps, and the kids would go off and get to meet other kids with Tourette's for the first time, and he would talk to the parents about how to live with somebody with Tourette's, and just like an all-time heart-wrenching, hilarious movie because the shit he says is so funny.
Yeah.
And that's his whole point too, is like the things that people with Tourette's say are funny. Like you can laugh. You know, it's not personal. It's not personal. Yeah, dude, it's you laughing out loud funny in the movies. And yes, you're like, oh my God, it's a guy with Tourette's, but like he says, there's a quote at the end, like, or something I read after, like it is the things that we say are funny. That's okay to laugh. You can't take for what we say for serious, and we can't control it. The lead at Robert, the guy does an unbelievable. You would think he has Tourette's.
Yeah,
like
that's impressive.
Unbelievable acting job. Studied the tics and whatnot for a long time in order to play the role, and dude, could not recommend it. 5 out of 5 Letterboxd for me. 5 out of 5 for Geese. I was waiting to see what he was going to say because I walked out of that like that's a 5-star movie. And he got there. He's like, I don't know, 4.5, 5. And I'm like, that's a 5-star movie. He's like, okay, I was worried about what you were going to say if I said 5. But dude, couldn't recommend it more. Unbelievable movie. That guy deserves every award he could get. I don't know if he can win an Oscar next year because the movie releases in America in April.
I would imagine so, yeah.
There is no way you can watch that movie in a calendar year and find me another actor that did it. I would be shocked if I see something this year that does a better job than him, because if they would have, I don't know if they can campaign in America or not because it didn't release here, but that guy, he would have been, I Swear is what it's called. That guy, unbelievable freaking performance, dude. Unreal performance. And that movie will, like, I tear up in a lot of stuff. I was tearing up in the movie we're about to talk about today, and I've seen it, how many times. So I'm not one to really gauge on of getting teary-eyed or kind of getting that gut feeling. I think I've talked about it here when they get that emotional connection. Like, that pushes a movie over the edge. But Geese was talking about, he's like, dude, I had tears coming down my face. I'm like, yeah. You go from laughing out loud and the whole theater's laughing. There's a point in time where he meets a guy and he's like, yeah, shake my hand. He's like, I want a cock in my hand, just shit like that. And like everybody's just burst out laughing. And then, you get to the more serious parts and it pulls you all back, and it's just, you could hear a pin drop in the theater. And then they go in afterwards in the credits and kind of show the guy. And he was the one, unfortunately, he was actually at the BAFTA Awards, and you probably saw clips. He basically told them he didn't want anything to be released. Like he gets nervous in those settings, and I think he had blurted out the N-word, which you guys might have seen. You might not have known that was him, but he said that, and that's the one clip that got released. And he was like, how out of all the things that I said that night, and I asked you guys not to release anything, this is the one that surfaces. So it's just ongoing. I mean, this guy's life is extremely interesting. All I know about Tourette's is originally probably from South Park, like I've met like one person in my life, but just an awesome story, dude. Unbelievable movie, incredible story. The acting is just top notch. Even the kid that plays John, before they fast forward his life to get to the lead actor, that kid did a great job too. So, yeah, dude, I don't know if you want to see it in theaters, do it. You don't have to. I would highly recommend to get out there and watch it as soon as you possibly can. That movie is top notch, absolutely top notch. So I swear, I didn't know what it was, never heard of it. It started the opening scene. The first thing that happens, he has a tick, blurt something out. Don't want to give it away, but pretty funny. And I'm like, immediately was like, is this like kind of feels like maybe a Tourette's movie? I wasn't sure, and then of course it was. Yeah. But they kind of they give you that vibe in the opening scene before they go back in time. So, dude, yeah, cannot recommend it more than I've tried to during this spiel. It is unreal, absolutely unreal movie. Cool. I think it's April 24th, yep. So about a month from now. So, Another Scream Unseen next Monday. We'll see. We've had 4 or 5 straight weeks of Unseens. Can't love it. Love it. I wish it was every Monday. They don't do it all the time. So now that we've had so many in a row and they do have a week off, it's going to stink.
Yeah.
But yeah, another one on Monday, Scream Unseen. So we'll see what we get there. But quick Oscars, quick gears before we get in the movie. Anybody got anything? I got a gear, but I could take a breather here.
I don't have any gears really. I have an Oscar though. Kurt, any gears? You are muted.
Sorry, trying a new tech. Hitting the space bar when I talk. Yeah, no gear, just an Oscar. So, I mean, we're already an hour into this. Usually how it happens, we're like, oh, we're not going to talk about anything. And then we rattle along, and here we are.
The artist was a pleasant surprise. There.
Yeah.
Needed to have that conversation. Well, I don't want to kill the streak. I'll let you guys go Oscars after. I'll go quick gear. Just my dog. I love her to death. You just can't take her anywhere anymore. The only time she's comfortable with even people now, it feels like, is at home. If somebody comes into our house, she's happy-go-lucky, doesn't care. Somebody could come in here to kill me. We're good. We were walking her Sunday, and like dogs, I already know she'll growl at, whatever. There's a soccer park up the street that Sunday sometimes we'll go up and get like Gatorade or something, and then go watch like, club soccer or whatever, just because we don't have kids. So, get some sports or something, get outside, and we'll take Ivy up. And even this, and everybody, as you know, if they see her, everybody wants to know what she is, how old is she? She's tiny, whatever. And we're just laying in the grass. And I think this is probably why, if we are like sitting down, even if Chelsea's in bed and I'm standing over it, like she'll kind of growl at me. So if these people walk by like, oh my God, small dog, how old is she? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, and I'm just watching the game. Like, I don't think she's going to do anything. And I'm like, yeah. And then Chelsea's talking to them. They're walking by. They didn't even try to pet her. And Ivy just starts growling at them. And they're like, oh boy. And I'm like, God damn, dude. Like,
yeah,
just chill out. No, that's what I tell people. If I didn't even notice, I just heard her. I'm like, Jesus, like, did they try to pet her? She's like, no, they just walked by, and Ivy's just growling at him. Like, dude, you can't. At least she didn't like, go at him. But it's like, again, what do you would think? There are people that would probably make it a bigger deal than what it was, but just frustrating. You just can't. You can't take her anywhere. Just an absolute asshole. So.
I would be too if I was that small.
Yeah, well,
I would be too.
Whatever. What do you got for Oscars? Had to get a gear out there.
Mine's just warm weather. Mine's just warm weather. Consistent days of sunshine. I mean, we've been waiting months for this. We had a 74-degree day. I forgot what the 70s felt like.
Shit. That's nothing. We got 90 down here.
You guys, it's crazy. You forget where I am.
I know. Yeah.
It's eternal darkness for 4 months. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's been pretty warm out here, like 80s.
It'll be 87 tomorrow up here. So I'm guessing 88, 89 down by Brennan.
Yeah, it'll been like 3 days. It'll be 50, and then it'll go back up. But for the most part, it's been pretty nice.
Wild. That's all I had.
Easter's coming up. What does that mean? Reese's Eggs.
That's a lifetime achievement award.
Just Easter candy in general. I don't think Halloween candy even comes close to it, because I had a Twix. I thought it was an egg. It's actually a basket, but it's shaped like an egg. Pretty freaking good. Pretty damn good. But yeah, no, the Reese's Eggs though.
Starburst
definitely,
jelly beans, goat.
Yeah, jelly beans. Yeah, just all the Easter candy. And I was at Walmart.
Yeah,
that's a hell of an argument that I think I might agree with on the Easter Halloween candy. We'd have to deep dive into it, but you might be right. I mean, the egg alone is better than the pumpkin. And
I think the egg came before the pumpkin and the Christmas tree.
The egg came before it all, and how can we get more money? Let's just pump out every holiday. but the egg was definitely one. That's a good one. My Oscar goes to Jay, I believe was his name, at the Rocky Mountain Illini Club that we ran into this weekend. Stumbled upon a bar, wanted to watch the Illini. Might have had some coin on the game. Might have gotten the boys involved to bet on the Illini.
I think we all did. I did.
Yeah. Stumbled into
Unfortunately, but fortunately.
Stumbled into the Cherry Cricket downtown Denver. Turns out Illinois flags were in there. Like, asking like, what's the Illinois kind of tie here? And like, oh, we got a watch party going on back here. And then we sat kind of pseudo. They were in like a room that you could see through the wall. And then we were on a tall table right outside of it. So just room full of Illini fans. They had a table of merch. And I'm like, dude, I'd go in there and buy a hat right now. Go in there. We couldn't find a person to take our money. Like, no one's manning the station. Somebody's like, here, scan this QR code and, go online. It's a lot easier. I'm like, it's right here. Like, the merch is right there. Like, I
have a $20 bill right now.
Can somebody take my money and just, like, can we pay you right here and just grab it? But no, they were boozing. It was fun. Like, no one wants to, be in charge of that. So we sat back down. I just said, hey, whenever somebody, like, goes to pack that up, then we'll approach them and ask them, like, can we buy a hat? So we go up there. They're packing up. Hey, man, been trying to buy a hat. And he's like, are you guys alumni? We're like, no, we're all from Peoria. And the guy's like, you ain't from Peoria. And I'm like, I think Weston was like, Metamora Township High School. And he's like, Central. And I'm like, Lions? And he's like, which hat do you want? And we were like, can we get the rope hat and the Navy rope hat? And he grabbed him out of the box, handed it to us. I'm like, what do we owe you? He's like, it's on me. And just gave us a free hat. So all three of us got a free hat. So, yeah, it was electric, and the Illini covered, so big time. But shout out Jay of the Rocky Mountain Illini Club. Awesome hat. Great hat. It's a great hat.
It just makes me think of the Wisconsin bar downtown and how sorry that bar was probably on Thursday. Because I know it was probably packed because that's a popular spot, especially for Wisconsinites.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, ironic. Our whole group of people that we were with that day were all from Peoria, and there was an Illini group, and that guy went to Central. So
give me a quiz.
Yeah. We said Metamora, he said Central, and hit him with the Lions, and we got a hat. So shout out Jay. Gentlemen, moving into the new series that we've got here, which would be titled The Series of Movies with One-Word Titles. Spun the wheel. We got Lightning McQueen. We got Mater. We got Ka-Chow. We got Kachiga. It's Cars, the family comedy, 2006. Most of our childhoods, like 10 to 12 years old for the three of us watching this movie. Me and Crip pre-pod talking about, like, I don't even know how many movies there have been based off this. TV shows. Mater got a TV show. We got Planes. This movie just kind of took off for the success that it had and how many sequels and spin-offs and different things there have been in both movies and TV shows. So 2006 Cars, a little trip down memory lane, animated movie. First animated movie besides 8 Crazy Nights that we've done. Trev, you got a snapshot about Lightning McQueen and the gang.
Yeah, this is what a flashback. What a nostalgic trip. This is one of those movies that when you think about watching it, like you're on Disney and like you see Cars, you're like, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
It's not the same the second time you watch it. Like you get the adult, jokes with it. You get the kind of innuendos of what they're talking about, and you just see it from a different lens. But yeah, Owen Wilson as the old Lightning McQueen leads us through what an adventure for a car movie, an animated car movie for kids. Pretty cool. Really enjoyed the second. I think this is the second or third time I've ever watched this movie, which is really surprising for how long it's been out and how long it's been since we were kids. But thoroughly enjoyed the rewatch. Didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much because it's a kids movie, but I was wrong. And I'm looking forward to watching Cars 2, Cars 3, Cars 4, Cars, Fast and Furious Cars if they ever get there. But no, really cool. good switch up. I think this is a really good shake up from the Oscars, and turning into this kind of wacky kind of. All these movies on the wheel are not like the other, so we don't have to compare them. We can kind of focus on each of these. So, like you said, however many spin-offs there are, I'm sure this movie, kicked off a lot of different ones from Pixar, and just kind of thinking about the different ties that Pixar has from this movie to new ones, and where they kind of went from here. But super cool storyline, great casting. I know it's animated cars, but like each of them look like each other, as funny as it is. But no, I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I was going to enjoy watching this movie for a podcast as much as I did.
Yeah, I agree. I think again maybe third time.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those movies you watch as a kid, I agree. You definitely, it's a scroll by. And I've watched movies. Last year on vacation with my niece and nephew. Mornings, coffees, girls are in the kitchen talking shop or getting lunches ready, and I'm out with the kids watching whatever movie on Disney Plus they want to watch. And didn't watch Cars, like had watched Planes with them though, and it makes you think of Cars. But yeah, I just kind of feel like you probably have grown out of it. But I couldn't agree more with just the probably the amount of jokes or sayings that they said that you just never would have understood the first time.
And that's the cool part about Pixar.
Yeah. Yeah, and a special shout out to the Pixar Spotlight. What a legendary opening to movies. I think we maybe have talked about it before, maybe we haven't, but the spotlight jumping on the eye for Pixar just really sets the tone from our childhood of when you watch a movie. And the other thing I thought of, Trav, was we've done the game before of, who would you have casted instead of this person or that person?
Mm-hmm.
Owen Wilson. There's nobody.
There's no other Lightning.
No, there's no other Lightning McQueen than Owen Wilson. There's nobody else. I tried to think about it because I was like, Owen Wilson is just perfect for this car. This movie, this voice.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of a soul that I would have replaced him with. No chance. I don't know. And also what I enjoyed about this movie too, which I'm sure we'll talk about a little bit, but almost the ties into the storyline of now being more involved. Like you're obviously very involved in F1, getting more people involved in F1, watching the F1 movie, doing a pod on it. Like you can see those traits in those people from this. Like Lightning McQueen's a rookie. Like the opening race, just blows off the pit crew and blows his tires out and ties because he sticks his tongue out and shit, like all the goofy stuff. But they're very. I think they did a good job of kind of showcasing the traits of the people that are doing F1 and NASCAR. Like those guys have egos.
Motorsports in general. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. And like in the King, you got the King who's, on his final kind of tour. And then you got Chick Hicks, who's the brick. I think they just did a great job. I mean, I was thinking about that. Obviously wasn't thinking about that in 2006.
Right.
But
when you're talking a 2006 kids movie, PG, you're not thinking we're going to get character development from a fire truck.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like I'm feeling sorry for this fire truck with his emotional, he's got PTSD, dude.
Yeah.
This is bad. And this is a rundown town with nothing going on, and that goes back to reality. Like how many towns, even my town I graduated from high school, Pequot, like they had a bypass go by and everybody was all like, hey man, this is going to ruin business around here. Did they get that idea from Cars? Probably not.
Yeah.
But it's relatable, So, I mean, a lot of relatable things. The story writers, I don't know if we can highlight whoever the story writers were. I don't know if it's just like a Pixar team, but like the entire thing was relatable. Like you're young and you're going for something and you're a little too egocentric and you fall off the wheels and you got to get picked up by people that actually care about you.
Who you don't give a shit about when you meet them.
Exactly.
Yeah. You guys don't know who I am. I don't belong here. You're all scum, and like the lessons learned his character development, obviously being the lead.
Right.
But just the way he treats them and talks to him, and even Mater, obviously he's clueless to it, but like when he's talking about old rusty cars and And he's like, well, I'm a rusty car. And he kind of realized it, but he still is like, promises a helicopter ride. Never had any intention in carrying that out at that point,
Right.
you know. But just treating people like crap. Like, and to your point, like as a kid, it's just, and I think the title says it all. It's like, it's cars.
Cars.
That's all you care about.
Yeah.
Cars.
Yeah.
You know, and that is. I mean, be curious, you know, as we go through just the longevity of this podcast, like long term, like getting Pixar movies like this that we maybe hadn't seen again since kids, and just picking up on all that stuff.
There's got to be a window of Pixar movies from like when we probably got into middle school / into high school, and then
basically
college.
Where Cars was for me.
Yeah, like
that's why I've never seen it.
Anything past that, like there's got to be some really good ones in that window where they had their peak, like Pixar's peak. Like obviously Finding Nemo is like goat status, you know what I mean? Like that's a living legend of Pixar, but like this little window of Cars and whatever else happened in 2006 to 2012 that we probably didn't watch but were huge movies at the time for Pixar. I mean, pretty cool to now think about that and want to go back and watch them.
Yeah.
And they'll be relatable. You know, they're not just kids movies.
No.
You know.
Trav, Crit had never seen this.
That's crazy. But I get it.
I thought but I was looking at it because Lindsay was like, "You've never seen this?" I was like, "I could have swore I did, but like I'm watching this and I don't recognize a thing.
Yeah,
I know who Mater is.
Yeah.
I know clips. Yeah." But then I looked at when it was released. That was 2006. I was in 8th grade, getting ready to go to big boy high school. Too cool for school. Yeah, that's yeah. And like Ratatouille, I've never seen. I think I've seen Wall-E.
I've never seen Ratatouille.
Toy Story
What
3 is 2007.
I've seen Ratatouille.
So
Wall-E is 2008.
That was my maturity threshold.
Yeah.
I don't have
Up 2009.
I don't have a maturity threshold. I've watched them all.
Yeah. I don't anymore, so I'm down to watch them all.
Yeah. I've watched probably most of these. Go to the top.
Oh, yeah. All
Uh,
Pixar films. Okay, Toy Story. Duh. That's 90s.
Yep.
Bugs
Bugs
Life,
Life,
90s.
yep.
That's huge for me. Monsters, Inc. huge for me.
Finding Nemo.
Incredibles.
Incredibles.
I wasn't as big as into the Incredibles, but I obviously watched it.
Yeah.
Ratatouille.
Never
Cut
saw-
off.
I still haven't seen
didn't watch Wall-E until I was mid.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen Wall-E, so that's the first one that I haven't seen.
Up, I think is a hybrid.
I like Up.
Up, I think is a hybrid. You can appreciate.
I don't think I saw like
adult.
Up or Wall-E until I was like maybe late college even.
I've never seen Wall-E. Still.
All the Toy Stories are good. I have not seen Cars
Brave.
2. Brave is not for boys.
Yeah, haven't seen it.
Monsters
Monsters
University, I
University
remember watching. And
that was built
good.
for us. That was like our lifeline, like going
Yep.
to college. It came out.
I
that
just
time.
watched Inside Out for the first time in the last year or so. Great movie.
Inside Out 2 is pretty good
Both
too.
of them great movies. Finding Dory, I've seen.
Good Dinosaur. I have
Finding
not seen.
Dory is
Coco.
2016. I thought that was like way older than that.
Yeah, we're getting some newer ones here. Coco's 2017. That's 10 years ago. Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
Incredibles 2.
I thought Coco came out like 2 years ago, dude.
Soul's a good one.
I haven't seen
See,
Soul.
all of these, I feel like the
But-
new ones that they're throwing
I
out
think
are
the
all
point is-
adult-centric. Like, it brings
It's
the parents to the movie theater.
It's the high school it's the 8th grade to high school gap is what you probably haven't seen much of unless
Yeah.
you saw it in college or as an adult. That's when you stop. I haven't seen any of the sequels to Incredibles, by the way.
I don't think I have either.
I think I've seen 2.
Maybe I
Well, there's
maybe
you know what?
not.
There's only
Yeah.
one. It's only Incredibles 2 is the only sequel to it right now. Like,
Mhm.
It just says 3's coming out.
3's
Okay.
coming out in 2020.
Yeah, because it was like years and years later that they came out with Incredibles 2.
I'm one of those people, and Mads is one of those people, that when we have kids, it's going to be 90s era
Yeah.
movies.
Cartoons.
Early 2000s cartoons. This
Yeah.
new stuff, not that I have a problem with it, but it's like, it's almost too scattered and too, how do you call it? Like, it's a little overstimulating. I feel like back then we could just sit and watch a movie and just get sunk into it. You just lock in. You know, I could sit in this chair when I was can and watch all of those movies back to back to back because they're just that good.
Yeah. Yeah, and like new cartoons are just not of interest to me either. Like from what we grew up on. Now we grew up on some weird cartoons too, like looking back on them. But
True,
the newer ones are all the same. I feel like so.
Then you got YouTube involved, which you get a bunch of like the Bluey situation and what's the name of the chick that does all the
Miss Rachel.
Like that'd be weird to me. I feel like even as a kid, I'd be like, I'm not into that. But I was gonna say with Cars. It's super cool to do sequels and shit with these movies, but it gets like I feel like even if as a kid I'd get burnt out. You know, like let's just keep
the ratings did fall off real hard.
That happens even with adult movies. So
even with Planes,
yeah,
Planes
kids don't give a shit. Kids will watch it.
No.
Kids will watch
it.
it.
Yeah, you can pump. You can rinse and repeat.
Yeah, and who's giving the Letterboxd on Planes? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Like Gally, give that thing a 5. Like that's a good movie.
Till he dies too, probably. Yeah, it's a 5 till I die.
Planes was just. I mean, it was literally just cars. I watched it last year. It was just they flew. It was a race. You know, like a down in the luck plane. Yeah, exactly. Let's run it back. I got an idea. Put them in the air.
I think a really good argument to have on this podcast. It'd be nice. I don't know if either of you have your women with you. I'll go check with Mads, but check with them and see what their number one like girl. You can just text them. What's your number one girl animated movie back in the day?
Okay.
Like when you grew up, what was your number one girl like Pixar?
Should we just say animated movie because they are girls?
Yes.
Okay. I might not hear back for 2 weeks, but we'll see.
I think I can just guess it. Not growing
12?
up. Lindsay likes Inside Out. I could bet $1 million animated movie. Inside Out's going to be her go-to.
Chelsea was watching
when it came out though.
Inside Out was
2015.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
But at the same time, like animated movies were arguably maybe not made for girls as much until like Frozen and all that. That's what I'm like, kind of like maybe Lion King, but Lindsay also hasn't seen a lot of movies.
We probably had those, like we just don't recognize. Like I wasn't watching the princess movies, like Beauty and the Beast and things like that.
I'll throw it out there. I liked Frozen when it came out. I haven't seen 2. I liked it.
I don't know if I've watched Frozen or not.
I liked it.
I feel like I have. I don't know. There's probably plenty I can think of. Didn't care for Moana, I'll be honest.
That's a hot take.
I saw it in theaters.
That's a hot take.
I think it was just more music than I had expected going into it, even though most of those princess movies did. I don't think I thought that was a princess movie when I went in to see it. I just thought it was going to be like a cool animated beach movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Brendan, I'm telling you right now, I get it. Like, I liked it, and I can understand. That's a hot take. That's a real hot take.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. I mean, I'd have to watch it again, but I got Chelsea's back.
Let's hear it.
She pronounced the movie wrong, but
how do you pronounce it? How do you pronounce it wrong on a text?
She said Shark Tales.
Oh.
Shark Tale.
Shark Tale.
Shark Tale is a good one.
That's a Mount Rushmore.
That's a good one.
Rushmore movie right there.
That's a good one.
Wow, I forgot about it.
Yep, I think I've watched that recently too. Maybe not recently.
But I don't know why, but it just reminds me of Osmosis
I thought about Jones immediately. I immediately thought of that too.
Big one for Tanner and I back in the day was what was the one with the freaking action figures?
Little Soldiers, I think.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, I love that one. That's a
boy movie.
That's a boy movie. Yeah, I love
that. Gets you hyped.
Oh yeah. That makes you think your action figures can do that too.
Hell yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that movie rocks.
DreamWorks just opened up a whole nother wormhole.
Bugs Life, every bug you see, you're like, dude, that thing can talk.
Those things have a whole world down there.
Yeah.
Like,
I still think that.
Yeah, true. how they're
No, I don't
communicating.
think that. I know that.
Mm,
Madagascar.
scientists can shove it.
Oh, Madagascar had a
Madagascar.
run.
Yeah,
Star-studded too.
Kung Fu Panda.
never watched those.
Let me go ask.
Big,
I gotta
Me
go ask.
neither.
I gotta go ask. I'll be back.
Kung Fu Panda, kind of like tying this back into Cars. Like Cars, I think, because I'll tie this back into like modern day. Cars, I think, gave you a new avenue of like animation where you got more cars and a lot of things were making talking cars or planes and just automobiles and machinery like Thomas the Train obviously was before that too, but Cars was that era. And then now I literally feel like every new animated movie is all animals. They're all animals.
I got
Utopia,
it for you, boys.
Sting, Bad Guys, Hoppers just came out. There's an Animal Party. Like Cars in this era like changed the game of like we're making all these movies and TV shows based on automobiles. Now everything's an animal. Every animated movie is all animals. So it'd be interesting. I would think Cars kind of led that drive of getting,
Pun intended.
yeah, literally like getting a lot more talking automobiles, spin-offs, like use this idea, it works. Kids love Hot Wheels, love cars. And now, dude, I swear they're all animals.
Yeah.
All the new movies are animals.
Yeah.
Goat, like you name it, they're all animal movies. So I think Cars, I would imagine, maybe it's just our lifetime, but like this era of movies, of animated movies, I feel like a lot of spin-offs and whatnot came from Cars. And I wonder what the animal movie was that really drove this new era of like all these movies are animals.
We could probably find it. Got the meds. Little Mermaid. That's
Little
a
Mermaid.
solid girl.
Yeah,
animated
yeah, that's a
movie.
good pick.
That's a solid.
That is a good
pick.
one. That's a princess movie too,
Yep.
which I would not have guessed until I got older.
The other thing with bringing up Little Mermaid is now all these movies are getting live actions. I don't think I enjoy that move. I think you got to leave them animated. Leave
Like
it,
our era movies.
Yeah, Lion King got a live action, which is sick. I haven't seen it, but that's sick. I'll say that's sick.
It's good.
But-
There's two of
but
them.
when you go-
Lion
Yeah.
King-
When you go
Lion
to
King
Little
and then
Mermaid,
Mufasa.
and then the live action of
Lilo and
White.
Stitch.
no,
The
Snow
Jungle
White.
Book. Oh
Snow
yeah,
White. Like that.
I haven't
took a
seen
big-
that one.
That took a big dive because now we're talking about actors. You can put a character in a movie and there's no political feelings with it. There's no whatever vibe with it. Like it's its own thing. You're not putting a face to somebody else that's on the outside. Like that shouldn't
I think I
affect
saw-
a kids movie.
Jungle Book
Moana's
did good
doing
with
one, too.
Mowgli.
Yeah.
Mowgli was good. I love Jungle Book. I mean, we could go
Yeah.
on forever.
Tan was a big Jungle Book guy.
We could go on forever about that.
Moana's
yeah.
doing a live action. I thought I saw,
Yeah.
but could have been fake news. But
Nope, that's
The Rock is going to be in it. You picture The Rock as that character, anyways. So that ain't going to hurt. But
I think.
yeah,
I think the princess movies have more ground to stand on than trying to do the full animation. Like those are animated people. Like how would you do a live action Cars? Just people driving the cars,
Yeah.
or just try to make them
You-
more realistic?
with AI, you could
Transformers?
definitely you could make. Oh shit, dude.
Like they could do that with this. Like they're just
Yeah.
that realistic. It wouldn't work. I don't think.
No.
Mater might work. I don't think they're going to get Larry the Cable Guy back, but
You pay him enough.
and nobody. That's true. Yeah. I don't know.
We could go on and on, but it's a good sparked conversation just because of this movie. Like 2006 is 20 years ago, you guys. That's
Crazy.
This movie was well done with CGI and animation for 20 years ago. You know, I'd like to compare it to the number 2 and number 3.
yeah, I couldn't believe how good it was.
Yeah.
Watching, I was like, oh wow, that's pretty damn
like
good.
The white walls of his tires, the eyeball, like the eye animations, how quick everything was. Like when he was doing the pit stops and everything, like you'd expect it to be like laggy or like choppy, even back then, or like they would have to edit it out, you feel like it would just be like an edited thing. No, it was sick. And as a kid watching it, it's like full bore. Like these look like cars. And when you go outside and you see cars driving around, you now think that they're people and they can talk.
I need to know Crit's like take on some of this movie being a first time viewer of Cars. I guess just overall, like there's definitely parts to it. The one that sticks out, I guess, the most is like, did you foresee Doc Hudson being the Hudson Hornet with 3 piston cups from back in the day in his garage? Like, how did you see this shaking out? You know what? I mean, a first time viewer of Cars 20 years later, we got to get some thoughts.
And who are some of your favorite characters too? Because every single one of them have their own little nuances.
And the twist, did you predict some of it? Did it catch you off guard? I mean, there's a lot more to this movie than just like a kind of just the plot. I mean, there is a twist.
There's not a lot of racing.
No, there's 2 races.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't count the 1 lap on the dirt road.
Correct.
No, I could sense a little, I guess, Mr. Miyagi going on with Doc Hudson. Maybe not 3-time champ, but I did sense a little teacher or like come back to reality. I can't agree with you more about Owen Wilson being like the perfect Lightning McQueen. Like, I feel like in Wedding Crashers and like Internship, like, oh, too cool, and then down the dumps, getting humbled. Yeah, Guido's probably one of my favorite. Got a little bit of Minion vibes off of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
in a way, especially when he locked in at the Pete stop. Like just the way he locked in, I was like, that's what a Minion does.
Yeah,
like just locking in. Trying to think what else.
Well, and even like to your point about Owen Wilson, just the newest TV show he had, a Stick.
Yeah.
He's a famous golfer that, life gets thrown away and trying to, making a comeback with a kid. Life lessons that he learns from teaching the kid.
I thought of another one. The guy from Cheers. I don't know if you guys have watched the show TV show Cheers at all. Mm-hmm. Mailman. Also Piggy from Toy Story. If you watch the end credits, which I'm sure you guys probably have, I don't always do that, but I did this time around, and I did not realize how many of those movies, of these animated movies, that guy was in.
Yeah.
Mack Truck in this one.
Yeah, when you see like an interview of somebody that is a voice actor, and you're like, you sound like all these people all at one time, when in reality, that's just their voice, and that's what they do. Like he's Mack Truck, a Mac.
That's a unique thing too. Like, if you don't look at who these people are, and then you decide to just dive into what they've done, who they've been, how much they've done, when just putting all those pieces together. Because they can be in a ton of movies. You're not acting.
Kids like actual shows, like cartoons. Like we're just talking about movies right now. Cartoons with voice actors is huge. I mean, think about the Jimmy Neutrons, the Fairly Odd Parents, SpongeBob. All these places have so many different voice actors, and then like this movie, do a star-studded cast of good voices and actors themselves, like not just voices. It's pretty cool.
I do like that. I do like that they've done that more as it's come on. Like, and again, I don't know the history behind it. Was Cars kind of one of the ones that got Owen Wilson's into the movies? There's probably been some before, but like now, I mean, you get movies with just like a loaded cast of people that if they were acting, you'd be like, holy shit,
Right.
But now it's like they're 6, 7, voice actors that are actually like Jason Bateman is, the Fox in Zootopia, and
exactly. Just, big actors are willing to do it.
Yeah, and it's cool. I mean, I love these movies. I always have. So, getting the familiar voice is neat. I don't know if that takes away from voice actors that have been doing it their whole lives, and then they maybe lose out on parts, or maybe it's just less common now that to have some of those people. But um, yeah, I don't think it always was the way where you get these big name people, or maybe you get one, or two, but getting as many as they do now to do voice acting and listen to those people talk about the differences and how much fun they had doing it. Um, it's cool, but I don't think how many the people you don't know who they are, how many movies they've been in that you've seen that you had no idea who this person was.
Yeah,
They were just that
I'm looking
character.
at Finding Nemo because I forgot who the guy who played Merlin. And it's
Yeah,
Albert Brooks. I mean, this is his voice himself. He's in a few other good movies. Um, and then you got Ellen DeGeneres who plays Dory. Willem Dafoe, who's the guy. What's the name of the black fish in the fish tank? What does he play?
oh, I can't even remember.
I can look at the cast again. Hold on.
That would be one I'd have to watch. I know Bruce. I know a couple, but not
Yeah, he plays
not all.
Gil. Gil.
Okay.
Like even when you're a kid, and then you watch, say, Spider Man, like you're like that clicks in your head like that. I know that voice. So
Yeah.
like to your point, what I was trying to find with that is like even with an animated voice, like it can get you an opportunity, or I feel like it got people opportunities to do more. Not necessarily that it was their first gig, but like recognition in a movie like Finding Nemo or Cars itself, like it it brings you to more opportunities to make money and expand your acting career or just voice acting.
Right. Yeah. Mater kind of steals the show in this. I think he's the one that got TV shows. Like they brought him on to do spin-offs and whatnot. Like his one-liners are just unreal. Like he's Lightning's lawyer, doesn't do anything productive for him, and then later hits him with the
Thirty-two
and
thousand legal fees.
this might be a bad time, but that's me $32,000. He says he's pretty good at this lawyer stuff. I know at the back end, when they're talking about the Piston Cup, one of the most iconic lines in my brain, and I forgot about it until he said it, was like, he did what in this cup? Like he won the Piston Cup.
Well, and a lot of these people are comedians too. Like it feels like it's at least a 50-50 of comedians or funny actors themselves. So that helps with the adult side of it. Like if I brought a kid to this movie in 2006, I'm probably laughing my ass off at some of those
Yeah.
things, or at least really enjoying myself.
And I think there's some kind of story that I don't know. I don't remember if one of you guys said it or Geese might have told me another time, but like something about getting like Larry the Cable Guy. I don't know if
The Blue Collar Comedy Tour, I was just looking it up, 2003, if you guys remember that. 2003 is when that came out, and I think he got a couple movie opportunities, like Health Inspector. He was still being Larry the Cable Guy, so I think that led into that. Not to cut you off, but that was what I was looking at.
I think he had a movie also called Larry the Cable Guy too,
Yeah.
or something along the lines. But I thought there was some kind of story about him getting in this movie, or like he really, really wanted to do something, or they didn't have a place for him or something, and they threw in this tow truck, and he just absolutely
Killed it.
just crushed it.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable character.
Yeah.
But I think there's some kind of nuance behind that, of him wanting it, or they didn't have a part or something, and then Mater came in and he just was the star of the show.
Yeah.
Got to be the funniest character for kids too.
Still. I mean, we were just at Maz's mom place, and the little boy, we were playing with Lightning McQueen and Mater. Like, he still has those toys, and he's 2.5, maybe 3 years old right now. Like,
Yeah.
they're still selling that stuff. I was gonna have Crit pull up. What's the gross number that this series has made? Like, what in box office, streaming, merch, toys? Like, we got to be talking multi-billions. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I would think
Over $1 billion for sure. Because I mean, if you're talking over $1 billion just itself box office, you're in the category of like Avatar. I thought Top Gun Maverick was up there close. Like, those are huge movies, so I don't think the movie side of it is there. But like toy sales, for this movie or this movie series, and then also having spin-offs. That's a lot of money.
I haven't been to Disney in a long time, but there's no way there's not Lightning McQueen,
Oh yeah,
Mater stuff that's still being sold at
Mhm.
Disney, Disney locations.
and
This one
if
is-
Geese was here,
Yeah, I
here
mean-
he'd be bringing in inflation. I know.
Yeah,
Cars 2 actually made more worldwide than the original Cars movie.
I think that would make sense.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, like you want, like, oh my God, Cars 2.
What was the
You
year
know.
gap? How
Trying
many
to
years? What year?
5.
5-year gap. Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Well, think about it. I mean, to tie this into modern movies that we've talked about, like 28 years later was a total remake now.
Mhm.
The first one was bombed,
Yeah.
and then the second one bombed harder because nobody wanted to go watch it. And
Yeah.
it was a much better movie. So that anticipation effect, the first one does that well. The second one might not be a better movie in some
a
people's
little
eyes.
bit
I
of a
have,
cheat code with kids, though. Like kids
Yeah.
gonna get hyped.
Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
I just watched Cars on the TV, or I watched it on my little thing on the road trip down to Grandma's. I'm in. Like, give me the Cars too.
Can we see this in theaters?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's got to be up there, man. I don't know how you find the number.
I was gonna say ChatGPT's got to give you a good. Holy shit!
10 billion in merchandise sales, dude.
Okay,
8 to 10 billion in total revenue.
that's per
merch.
year. Wait, within 5 years of the first movie was 10 bill. Around 2011, already had 8 to 10. Long-term franchise total estimated around $21 billion in overall revenue. That's just in merchandise. Dude.
Yeah, it's a 20 plus billion dollar. I mean, this movie's a business.
That's insane. I was thinking it was going to be like close to 2 billion.
It just said 20 plus too. Like, they
Yeah,
don't know.
it's off the charts. We can't keep
They don't
track.
have any
We
idea
can't keep
what this
track.
movie.
Yeah.
No, that's got to be. I mean, that's got to be more than most ever. It has to. I mean, Lightning McQueen. When I was in Milwaukee with Dally, like his backpack was Lightning McQueen, and the wheels were little, pockets.
And that movie came out in 2006.
Yeah, and that was 2021.
Yeah.
And his first backpack was Lightning McQueen.
15 years later.
Yeah,
That's
hadn't really
insane.
thought about that.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's unlike anything we've discussed in this pod. That's a big amount of money.
That's going to have to be a deep dive for anything that's even considered competitive with. And I don't even care if it doesn't. It's not solely animated movies. That's anything ever.
Yeah,
Star Wars, I would think, would be.
that's got to be up there.
I mean, you're putting the Cars franchise up there. With Star
that's a
Wars.
really good one, Kurt. We should compare. We should compare.
That would be enough. I mean, you're talking Cars, and the first thing I can think of that might compare is Star Wars franchise.
one of the most elite franchises
Marquee,
of all time.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
And was started in the late 70s. It's had some time to build up.
and they're still making stuff that isn't as good. I'm sure I haven't watched it, but
Right. And we're just
People
talking
told me-
merch.
This Star Wars basically doubling.
yeah,
That's
well, that would make
crazy.
sense. But we're talking Pixar's Cars and Radiator Springs.
And just kids.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not buying this shit.
Okay. Well, that's
Oh.
because Disney owns it as well. Estimated total value of Star Wars is $70 billion. So, but okay, merch 30 to 40. Damn, dude. Legos. Yep. Action
Yeah.
figures.
Yeah,
Holy
Legos is a
shit,
huge
dude.
hit. Yeah.
That's like almost an unfathomable number. That's the
the
40
How
Star
many
Wars?
hands are in that pot?
Yeah, 21 billion
Right.
for just cars, and then 40 billion for that. Like, here's the point that it brings up to me that now makes sense. When you value, like, what did Disney purchase the Star Wars franchise from Lucas for? That's the number that makes sense to me now when they say it's multiple billions. You're like, who's buying this for multiple billions of dollars? That's why. And then this, not to bring it off topic, but it's the same argument when people say, holy shit, I can't believe the Dallas Cowboys are valued at $11 billion. Do you realize how many Dallas Cowboy jerseys, shirts, hats, mugs.
4 million or 4 billion is how much they bought the Star Wars.
Steel.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
That is
crazy. I think that this is the most wild stat / numbers that we've brought up on this pod. I can't get.
But I think I think that the 20+ billion of cars is even more impressive because the Star Wars touches all people
since the 70s.
I mean,
Adults
cars
and kids.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No adult is going to search for a Lightning. There's probably some out there. Would I buy a Lightning McQueen shirt? Absolutely.
Yeah,
I would definitely do that. But the target audience is parents buying for kids. It's not the adult. It's not also purchasing for your brother. Like it is. That's 20 billion for primarily a kid's audience
in a shorter period of time.
Yeah, that's a wild number.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, we'll have to deep dive competition in the animated kids kind of targeted realm, but Star Wars just felt like it could be close, and I mean it's not. But
I think this is it for animated kids. I'm trying to think of anything else.
Might last a long time, like generations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
it already has. That is the perfect example. 2006 to 2021.
Here's a good one.
Still kicking.
I know we might be a little off topic, but it's cool that we're talking about this movie and the effect of it with money. I want to compare. So our childhood, right, involves Harry Potter. That was a huge one. That's a series. Now let's talk about Harry Potter versus Star Wars, because Star Wars came out pre us even existing in the world, versus Harry Potter when we're kids and money is more like, not to talk about inflation again, but like I think that number might shock us too, even though it's just Star Wars.
Yeah.
What I'm seeing, it's about the same as Cars.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say anything's probably going to top Star Wars, dude. That has a cult following. I haven't seen any of them, and I've never hated on them, and I've said that before, but I know the magnitude of what that audience is, and it ain't going anywhere. They're still making new things. Like The Mandalorian and Grogu is a movie coming out in theaters soon. Yeah. So it's like that's been going on for 50 years.
Yeah.
That ain't going nowhere.
And with technology and graphics and everything only improving, and with AI too. I feel like AI with scientific and sci-fi movies, it's going to make that category like just explode here pretty quick. I think. Like right now, what animated movie, or not animated, but what sci-fi / like scientific movies? I know you saw Predator, Brendan. I got to watch that. Like that's one of those movies in that category that.
Yeah, there's not like the only series I can think of. It's not even like sci-fi. I mean, kind of, but like Hunger Games is like a big series.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It doesn't require. I guess what I'm saying is sci-fi that's like mostly needs. What do you call it? God, I'm an idiot.
I mean, would it be Avatar?
CGI. Yeah, Avatar. Avatar would be
the one.
AI is kind of what I'm expecting that's going to really make that explode. I don't really know what the main thing is right now. That movies aren't as exciting anymore, and I think they've hit a wall.
They've definitely been more like. I guess I've seen less CGI-esque movies now. I mean, they're still involved,
like
to
Interstellar. Was one of those, the crazy thing is that movie probably just put itself on that pedestal, and nothing's really going to top it or reach it. You know what I mean?
Well, they tried to do. I mean, like that movie even had things like Martian and Gravity, and like things came after that.
Speaking of which, not to keep getting off topic, but we got to watch this Ryan Gosling movie,
Project Hail Mary.
Got to watch it. I think we
did well. I didn't. It doesn't interest me too much based on the trailer, but I'd have to watch it.
Okay, back to Cars.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
big money maker.
Cars is what it is. I mean, a lot of my notes on the movie are kind of just ties to cow tipping and tractor tipping.
Mm-hmm.
I think the big quote that kind of I think finally sets Lightning back a little bit, he's obviously obsessed with Sally. Because he called it hillbilly hell earlier, and she says even here in hillbilly hell we've got standards. Just a shot. Like he doesn't think she heard him say that. She's the only one he even gives a shit about because he thinks she's hot, which is funny to think about in cars. But he obviously is attracted to Sally. Like her hitting him with that, you start to see a little bit of the tie. I think, as well as the race. I don't know if that came pre or after that comment, but like the race and like you start to see the motion of he's not taking off anymore. Like he wants to make that turn, and he cares about the town a little bit more, and and then he learns about Doc, and he wants to learn from Doc. Doc hates him, and for rightfully so. And I think the other thing that Doc tells him is, when is it's change or come back or blah, blah, blah. And he asks him, when was the last time you did or cared about anybody but yourself? And he had no answer for him.
Yeah. I think you bring these to like messaging within this movie. What's making me question is like, what exact age range is this really hitting home? I think right before teenage, like 10 to 12 range. If you're watching this movie, like you're understanding those messages. Before that, like if you're 5 to 10, you're just loving the cars. You're just loving the cars, loving the racing, loving the little nuance, little spitting mud at them and stuff like that, the little quirky sayings. But I think the ideal little target audience to send the message was that like 10 to 12 to 13-ish range.
Yeah, I was thinking like 10 to 13 because you maybe haven't seen or felt like sort of adversities like that. And everybody's life's different. Everybody grows up different, so it comes earlier for others than it does, But yeah, I think the understanding of emotions at that level, it would have to be kind of like late grade school, later grade school, 6th to 8th grade. Crit didn't care about it.
Yeah, he's too cool.
He watch it, but if he watched it, he probably would have picked up on those messages there. And I think it's post. That's probably the target audience where you're going to get the most effect.
Watching horror movies. It's great. Going to the movie theater, watching the scariest movie you can with all the girls.
Yeah. That didn't happen often, probably, but it just, I think, and I think anything thereafter, you're obviously going to understand it too. But yeah, probably around 10 to 12 and 13 is where you would probably get the most out of understanding the things they're saying.
Yeah, bringing your little sibling, like if you're in that 10 to 13, or even like getting into high school a little bit, but bringing your younger sibling to the movie and watching it, that's where I think you're getting this message. You're understanding, like, and hey, maybe you're doing something in sports where your ego is starting to come out and you're just trying a little too hard, when in reality, like, you have good friends on the team that are there to help you and stuff like that. Like, those are the things I was just asking myself while I was watching this, like, what's the message and what's the target audience? And I think it's an easy one when you have cars to hit the widest range. Like, you can have a 2-year-old watch this and go, cars, and love the shit out of it. And you can also have, like we're saying, a 13-year-old go, man, like, shit. I grew up, like, I think it's cool.
In the same sense, though, like, at that age too, I think egos could also take that away. Like, those stupid.
Yeah, right.
Right.
It's your choice. It's your choice. Yeah. So you go either way.
You go this way or that way.
Yeah. My favorite part of this movie has got to be the tire shop, and it's got to be Guido, and it's got to be the Ferrari, because it's so relevant then. And it's so relevant now, because back then when this movie came out, I think in 2000, so it came out in 2006. Who was the Formula One champion in 2006? I think it was Schumacher. And he was so huge. Nope, it was Alonso. But Michael Schumacher retired at the end of the 2006 season, so it was even bigger, because he was the premier Ferrari racer, greatest of all time, 7 world championships, like the elite of the elite. And it made sense bringing his, like, the Italian, cars into the mix, and like the Italian fans into the mix, because, racing outside
They were
of the
so
US.
happy.
Yeah, racing outside of the U.S. is Formula One. And that's why when he was sitting there and he's asking who he was, and he goes, "Oh, I'm the Piston Cup." He goes, "No, I only watch Europe races or something like that."
Yeah.
Relatable. You know what I mean? It's relatable to me because as much as I have kind of tried to get into NASCAR, like, you know, Formula One's the best of the best. Not that that's that deep into cars, but I think it's cool.
Yeah. Well, kind of irrelevant to that, but speaking of kind of like the unique cars of this movie, something we kind of breezed over at the beginning and kind of a fucked up part of the movie was because this doesn't really happen. And again, obviously this is animated, but there's a lot of meaningful things. When those like, you know, the dickhead light up, you know, pimped out cars come by and just lull Mac to sleep while driving, like that's insane.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine like people are doing that to somebody on like truck drivers been on the road for 12 hours and like these cars come up and just try to get him to pass out and wreck? Like that's unbelievable. Like
Yeah.
that was a
And that's
wild
a kids movie.
Yeah, I thought about that when I was watching. I'm like, dude, this is kind of messed up, man. Like that is
Pretty cool cars though.
super cool cars. I don't know why one of them was sneezing all the time, but I mean that thought of that happening is just insane.
Bonkers.
Maybe it does. I don't know, but that part was like when I was watching it this time. I'm like, dude, that is pretty messed up for a kids movie, dude. Like, lulled his car to sleep, and I mean, it didn't wreck. They woke up, but I mean, that was the sense what they were trying to do was put him out and have some fun with his car and bounce him around the road.
Yeah, the other cool aspects, the Dynaco car, being the 43, Richard Petty, you know, legendary.
Richard Petty. Yep.
The announcers having fun names, although like they're really close to their names, but those are NASCAR announcers. Daryl Cartrip instead of Waltrip, legend in the NASCAR world. I'm trying to think what are the other like ironic and funny ones in this.
I'm not as well versed in that world to know. I mean, Dale Earnhardt was in it. You know, like he played himself as a car. That's kind of cool, but it wasn't like a spin-off. But it was funny to see, like tossing in his.
You talking Junior?
I think it was Junior. Yeah,
Dale Senior was gone by.
It was the 8. It was the 8 car. Yeah.
I forgot if it was him or not. And then you got the lowrider with the flames. I'm just watching. I'm looking at the cars behind you, and then the 70s van.
Selling, what was it? Organic oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Is there a Jeff?
Yeah.
Is there a Jeff Gorvette? I don't remember that one, but Jeff Gordon.
Yeah.
Jeff Gorvette. I don't remember that one.
There's probably so many.
They probably plugged in a lot pretty quick without even noticing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the cast too.
Talking about some of the other cars in there, but yeah, that's always fun when they do that. I mean, that makes me think of like it's not as relatable, but like Happy Gilmore 2 and just trying to get golfers in the movie and like trying to get some of these people that rate NASCAR drivers in the movie since it was big. You know,
Cars 3. There's a bunch of NASCAR cameos.
That makes sense.
Yeah, we'll have to watch. I have to watch those.
Third movie.
Legendary cast. Let's go into it a little bit. Paul Newman being Doc Hudson. I mean, that's a legendary name in the acting and just whatever world. I know Bonnie Hunt is in a couple other things. The Sally car. Obviously, Larry the Cable Guy. Fun one. Guido Corani plays Guido. His actual name is Guido. Cheech from Cheech and Chong plays Ramon.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a couple that you would, if you saw their face, you would know.
Yeah, I was looking through it, and it's like if I clicked on them too, like I would probably see some. Like it goes back to our conversation earlier. If you clicked on them and saw their movies, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, this person's been in everything." And, you don't even realize it. This movie does a good job of like enjoying the little thing. Also, I saw Tim Allen was a Buzz Lightyear car in this movie.
They had like a little cameo of Toy Story.
Okay,
and that's what Pixar does that all the time. Like they'll have like,
right?
Hey, Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton is Chick Hicks.
Repeat.
He was in this movie.
He was Chick Hicks. That's hilarious.
That is insane.
Yeah, he was Chick. Another one, which I really enjoyed because I like Entourage, is Jeremy Piven, or Piven, whatever, being the agent. Oh, Bob Costas was in the booth.
Bob Cutlass, yeah.
Cutlass.
Man,
that is crazy.
That's a good cast right there. Cool.
Yeah, that guy that plays Luigi's in like a popular sitcom, right?
Monk. Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about him before too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This movie, I mean, like, I wrote down kind of, it was probably around the time they were that Sally and McQueen took the drive out in the back roads and the waterfall and the mountain roads, and then she talks about the interstate that goes through and just ruined the town, which has probably happened God knows how many times. I mean, we talked about it already, but the amount of little towns you pass on your way home on a road trip and you take off, it's like, what did those look like before we had these roads?
Mm-hmm.
But just like enjoying, like, this movie does a good job of just enjoying the little things in life.
Yeah.
Lightning had never been a part of any sort of just fun stuff outside of just racing and winning.
Yeah. The cameo that I loved was the road tripping Minnesotans. Midwest, they had to be from Minnesota because they said Shakopee, and that is a city in Minnesota. Hilarious, but just the typical. Yeah, nope. I know where I'm going. Honey, leave it to me. That is a tale as old as time.
And the wife just like, maybe we should just ask for. I know where I'm going.
Yeah, I have the GPS.
Yeah,
slap the bumper sticker on him.
When he's like, hey, they're holding me prisoner here, like, you got to get me out of here, and like the lock lights come on, like they're locking their car, dude. That's a small thing that you wouldn't really get as a kid either. Right. Like, I started laughing at that part. Yeah, I don't know, man. I liked I think the coolest scene of this movie is when he finishes the road. Sally's gone, and he does he goes to every store, gets new tires, gets a paint job, turns the lights back on the city. That part was cool. And I think maybe I'm wrong, but I think I think it's a picture behind me where he's got the paint job and the white wall. Yep. I want to say, and I could be wrong about this, but I feel like they bring that back later in the series, because for some reason I thought he was going to race like that, and he didn't.
It's the classic Corvette kind of paint scheme too.
Yeah, so but I feel like they bring it back in later movies, because I want to say probably while racing, while you're represented, and even in the kids movie, you are still Rusty's, you got a number. But I feel like, in the later movies in between racing, or maybe he's out of I can't remember what they're all about, but I want to say that paint job felt bigger or more. I thought he was going to have that longer than he did. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious, because I'm going to want to watch Cars 2 and 3 now, if that does get tied back, or if I'm just Mandela affecting that and thought he had it for way longer than that quick little snapshot. But that scene was neat. The organic oil hit different, from Cheech. Yep. That's funny. That's Cheech. I did not know that.
Yep.
White wall tires and whatnot too. And even at the end when he gets those, are there Ferraris that come back to the town in order to get tires, and then they just both pass out.
Yeah. Well, that was Michael. Then that was Michael Schumacher too. That's the part.
So yeah, I mean, it is a cool movie.
Biggest message at the end is that he didn't need to win it. Didn't need to win it.
Yeah.
Made the right move. Cocksucker of Chick Hicks spins him out, and he decides, hey, come on, old man, let's go finish this race.
What a dude! The big pile up scene in the first race, and then that wreck on
2006 movie for the CGI.
Dude, they did a good job.
Yeah.
I mean, King in the last race was flying through the air.
Yeah.
I mean, he passed lightning while flying. What in the hell?
Guy still got it.
And the pile-up scene was unreal. Him driving through it, seeing the car land on top of the other one. They're looking at each other, spinning. Spinning.
Yeah.
They did a good job of making it fun, but very well done for wrecks. And then Crit, I would imagine you kind of knew he was going to stop and go back for him before finishing the race there because of the Hudson Hornet, or did you think he was going to win and then turn around and go push him along?
I didn't know really what what to expect, but just the way those movies kind of go, it's get a little humble pie and you do right at the end.
Yep.
So I don't.
I do hate them. I hate those movies when they don't win, or like football movies do it, where they drop the last, like they lose the game.
Like
You're
that's
like,
the message. Yeah.
yeah, it's like I hate it because
It's almost like an OCD thing. Like you're supposed to win.
Yeah,
This is a movie.
yeah.
Come on.
And it is a good message, and it's good to see. But you do, like, you're pulling for Lightning to win, and he should have won, but he didn't.
Yeah.
But he gets the Dynaco offer, declines them to stick with the boys and the crew at Rusty's, and Mater gets his helicopter ride, pays that in full. But yeah, I mean, I think if I remember correctly, like Lightning gets some W's later on in the series. I think he goes through this. I think the problem that maybe we'll see as we rewatch the second one or the next ones is like it's kind of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the new car is better, and he's got to fight back to get to get where. But it's it's doable, and I'll still watch it. Still gonna enjoy it. But this is an elite animated movie. Yeah. I mean, this is a top tier. If I would have made a Mount Rushmore of animated movies last week, would this have made it? Probably not, because I forgot. Mm-hmm. Now it's like it would be hard to find 4 that I like more or better.
Yeah.
Taking the money out of it, taking a lot of things, but just the message, the how well it was made.
Yeah.
20 years ago. Maybe personal opinion could take it out for some people, but in terms of if you do add in all the aura that is Cars and the things that come with it, there's no way this isn't a Mount Rushmore animated film, especially of our lifetime. Sure. Maybe I don't know about ever, but it's got to be in the conversation. There's no way.
Oh, for sure.
And Lightning McQueen for a character, got to be up there.
Yep.
That one maybe last week before watching this, and before this knowing this was the movie, top 4 animated characters, like he might have been brought up in conversation, which then could have stemmed to Cars being involved. But there's just not many in our lifetime that have been better than this. And now seeing where it's still at, there's no way.
I think we did a decent job in this pod by not we used to do it all the time, going scene by scene. This is not a movie to go scene by scene. It's a movie to highlight. And then I was thinking to myself before we got on here, like, God, like, what do you talk about for an animated movie? But this is just like another level. Like you're saying, it's a Mount Rushmore level movie, and you take everything off of it. Like you're talking $21 billion in merch. That's how popular it is just by itself of selling things. It's got multiple movies after it. It probably was one of the big Kickstarters of Pixar going into a huge, stream of great movies, or just maybe this was at and kind of leveled off the peak, plateaued the peak of Pixar. But what a freaking movie! What a series starter! I'm actually excited to watch 2 and 3, like you're saying. Yeah. Just because I'm excited to see the nuances and like the things that they put in on like real life scenarios that they try to tie in, and racing itself. Like I was not into racing as a kid. When I was an adult, I am. So being able to see more of that stuff and more tied to newer shit will be cool.
It just makes more sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Makes a ton more sense. So I'll definitely be watching these. I don't know when, but I will be throwing them on. I'm sure at some point, and they might get brought. If we ever do it, like let's look at all the pods we've done, and if whatever ones have a sequel,
animated,
for sure,
a wheel, yeah.
But like any movies that have had sequels that we've never talked about, throwing those all on a wheel and getting back into it. This one will be in the conversation there. So yeah, animated movie wheel, long overdue. It's just gonna have to be done, and I don't know when it'll be, but that's just such a massive category of movies. It's going to be tough to come down to get to them, but
we still got 2 or 3 Pixars on the wheel.
True.
I did. Speaking of this wheel, since I'm back, I do have a one-word movie, and talking about my childhood has brought it back up in my head, and it was one of my favorite movies as a kid. Benji. Did you guys
Benji.
ever watch Benji as
Is
a
that the
kid?
dog?
It's the dog movie.
Yeah.
And I think it's the one from 1987.
For a second, I was thinking Cujo, but that's the demon dog. Benji's a Saint Bernard, right?
1974.
Nope, 1987. Benji the shit. Can we count it? It's technically Benji the Hunted. Can we count it as Benji? I don't know if we can.
I don't know.
It's not in his head. No.
Let me see. Yeah, let me see. Let me look it up, and I'll give you an official ruling on here as well. I'm seeing just Benji.
1987 Benji, and then it has.
I'm seeing 1974.
74 is one word. Yeah,
that would be the one that we could add. The
no
one you're
thanks.
talking about.
No thanks. It's got to be the 87.
No, that one's gonna have to wait.
Okay.
Maybe we can make a dog wheel.
Love to make a dog wheel.
Dog wheel would work too. There's a lot of dog movies out there.
Homeward Bound, Lassie, Benji now.
Marley and Me, Cujo.
I'm telling you, this movie,
Coda.
This movie freaking hit back when I was a kid. Hit different.
Well, it's going to have to hit a little later on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There was a Benji movie that could have made it, but well, let's get the wheel pulled up. I know we've got a lot of variety on it.
Excited to see what you guys saw down there.
I had a question too about the wheel, and we can talk about this live here. Yeah, so I'm going to try to read these. Anaconda 2025,
so many.
Fellas, Beetlejuice, Heat, Dunkirk, Snatch, Jaws, Flubber, Clue, Fury, Joker, Moneyball, Coco, Hitch, Us, Parasite.
A lot of these.
Parasite's a new one. Twister, 1996, Titanic, and Grease. I've made the wheel. I had a thought, and this is totally up to you guys, shoot it down or not. Another news. We did have a live wheel spin on the live Oscar show that we did to get another guest on the show. I have had conversations with said guests to talk about kind of parameters around what to do. He said a movie that he would love to come on for. I did not put it on the wheel because I just totally botched it and kind of went for different things. But he had his one movie he wanted would fit this wheel if we wanted to take one off and add or just add in general. Okay. The movie he would love to be on for if we got it would be, and this would be tough for him because it is a short week for us. So if we added it and it just happened to come up, he's got a couple days to watch it. But it would be Whiplash.
Yes.
Whiplash is a movie that should have been on the wheel. I did see it, forgot to add it. But he said that would be his go-to that he'd love to be a part of. So figured since it fit the mold, we could add it on here. Ton of movies, a lot of different categories, a couple more animated on here. Every genre really imaginable, I feel like, shows up here. So can't really go wrong. Without further, I guess we'll get a guess in. We'll get a guess in here.
I was thinking along the lines of Goodfellas because it's one of the movies I actually have not seen in this movie. I have not seen Goodfellas.
One of the movies I have not seen on this movie.
On this wheel, excuse me.
I know what you meant. We're big point out things
Yes.
others say wrong on this podcast. I was just gonna go off of vibes. Grease. I think I talked about last week, like one of the movies I was in the gym for and on the treadmill was Dirty Dancing, and I only saw the 20 minutes of it that I was on the treadmill. Got to go back and watch that movie. Was all
There's a handful. There's a handful of movies that I think would just make great pods, regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll go Grease.
Give me Dunkirk.
Dunkirk.
I don't seen that.
I don't know if I've seen that, but I know what it is, so I'm curious if I have. Some of those war movies, you start them and you're like, okay, yeah, I've seen this.
Mhm.
You know. All right, let's spin that wheel. Figure out what episode 2 of this series of movies with one word titles will be. Hold Oh, we got a little slow spin. That spin on the live series of the Oscars when it was so slow or so fast and just kept going was wild. Oh, crit.
Wow.
Just nailed it. I mean, it's going to land right in the middle of the word.
Sweet.
Dunkirk.
I loved this movie. I haven't seen it since it came out.
Dunkirk.
Where do we watch this sucker? I hope it's on streaming.
2017 war action movie on Amazon Prime Video.
Sweet.
Says requires add-on. I don't know what that means, but it doesn't say rent. It just says subscription, doesn't have any money sign for renting, so I think Prime, we should be good to go. Harry Styles, Fionn Whitehead, Cillian Murphy, Jack Loudon, Tom Hardy, Kenneth Branagh. How to say that correctly. Pretty good cast here. We were just talking about the Immortal Man and Cillian Murphy, so love Cillian Murphy, love Tom Hardy, both in Peaky Blinders. Yeah, guys, I don't know. I really the cast makes me think I've seen it, but I don't know.
Barry Keoghan.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Also in the Peaky Blinders movie.
Yeah.
He looked like it. Just by looking at him, I thought that guy looked like maybe a Peaky Blinder. Excited. Another war movie. Hurt Locker was the first. Dunkirk. I honestly, guys, I really don't know.
Text us the second you start watching it if you remember. I feel like you will right away.
I'll probably watch it tomorrow night, so pretty quickly. But Dunkirk, episode 2, movies with one-word titles. Awesome pod, guys. Glad we could get back in action. Appreciate the flexibility through what is the madness of March.
Glad I could even the boys down on the artist. Glad we could rein that in. That was a oof.
I don't know if we
bring us back on the tracks.
I don't know if we need to include the artist in this upcoming pod or not. It might come up, or if that's an off-pod conversation to edit that rating.
I might have to we have to edit it, and it has to be on pod.
Yeah.
It has to be.
I
need to talk to Alex about that.
I didn't even listen to that podcast.
What kind of hypnosis did he pull on us?
Yeah, maybe I don't want to listen to the pod because he might make me like the movie.
Maybe I'll listen to it again and come back and be like, dude, here's why we thought it. Controversial movie that was The Artist gets brought back again this week and then might be brought up again next week. So, but yeah, I do agree to our core that movie is nowhere near on my scale of 4. So that's crazy. Don't know how that happened, but another weekend of March Madness. We'll be back in action for you guys next week.
What are we giving Cars? What are we giving Cars? I know we skipped it.
Cars, man, dude, I did get teary-eyed, so that gives it a half a star.
I was leaning at 3.5.
That was the first thing that came to my head was 3.5. I would like to get more animated movies on the pod to see how that scale could shift, and if this movie would be higher. But I think
I'm going to give it a 4.
I was in that. Those were the two numbers I had in my head
because it's like Lion King is generational or better. Like this one's right there, and yeah, it doesn't have a play like Lion King on Broadway, but at the same time, it's like you probably could. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like it's just as popular, if not more.
For Geese and get our full roundup on Cars.
Yeah,
and maybe that'll.
I'm thinking 3. I'm living 3.5, 4. So that's kind of.
We'll have to discuss the artist remake of the rank, and then we'll do our full Cars rank. I agree with that.
Cars rank. All right. Well. Yeah, boys, great pod. I'm excited for Dunkirk next week. Know we brought a handful of movies with the Immortal Man. I Swear coming up in theaters, I believe, again, April 24th. They Will Kill You, I think, comes out the same day this podcast drops on the 27th. So giving you guys a little bit of insight of what you might want to go see. Got another Scream Unseen upcoming on Monday. Also, I've been doing one movie a week. I got to get my ass in seat a little bit more. Going to try and find some time this weekend to go see something either solo or with my wife. I know she's been wanting to see Reminders of Him, but she's been out of town. And now that one looks like a real tearjerker. So hopefully have at least one more movie. Well, I guess Maybe not by next pod with the short week here if we're going to have something else to talk about. But maybe I'll watch The Immortal Man this week. Going to have Dunkirk ready to go. So when you guys sit down on your ass to watch Dunkirk on Amazon Prime to prep for next week's episode, or you get out and see one of these movies we talked about today or something else that we haven't maybe seen yet that you want to recommend for one of us to go see, grab some popcorn. And don't forget your extra butter. But forgot to add it. New little segment, guys, as we wish you farewell. Happy National World Theater Day, National Skipping Day, Wear a Hat Day, and International Scribble Day to all of you there. Happy Friday, March 27th. This is Extra Butter. We'll catch you on the next one.
Extra butter on the corn for me. Extra butter. I hope they don't charge a fee. But it won't matter anyway. I got a good movie to play. I'm gonna ask my friends to stay extra butter for me.